can see over there is our glass melting furnace. As you can see, it's a huge temperature at the moment. It's around about 1100 degrees Celsius. But it's not as hot as it was last night. Last night it was 1300 degrees, and the reason was we were actually melting the glass, getting it ready for today. Fairly straightforward process. What we did was we actually filled the furnace up with sand, then we turned it up to 1300 degrees, and then just left it like that all night. Basically, if you leave sand at 1300 degrees for more than 8 hours, it's going to melt and turn into glass. Exactly what we're putting inside there now, because the sand's all melted and turned into glass. Trouble is, after 6 this morning, when I came back in here, it's still 1300 degrees, and glass at 1300 degrees is like water. So what I need to do then, 6:30, is bring the temperature down to 1100 degrees, so it's a little bit thicker, a little bit easier for us to use. So that's what we've got right now. Now, if I want to get the glass out of the furnace, the first thing I've got to do is warm up a metal pole. I've got to warm the end up so that it starts to glow like this, because basically if the metal isn't that hot, the molten glass doesn't stick to it. So you warm it to that kind of temperature, you dip into the pool and turn, and basically the glass just wraps around in a spiral. I'll show you that first. Just dip into the pool and turn. So there we go, that's clear molten glass. That orange glows the heat, because like I said, it's over 1000 degrees, 1100 degrees right now. Still soft, that's why I've got to keep turning it all the time. And if I wasn't turning it, got a bit distracted, not much I'm doing, the whole thing's going to be on the floor in seconds. Very, very soft. You can probably see it start to change colour as well. From the second it comes back out of the furnace, it's constantly changing colour. And the colour of the glass gives me a huge amount of information. It tells me how hard and soft, how hot and cold, lots of different things about the glass, just from seeing the colour of it. And as you'd expect, all these different colours and shades have different names. And we're coming very close now to one of the most important ones of the lot. We're getting very close to the point where glass makers will actually say to each other that the glass has gone cold. Just about there now. And the reason it's so odd is because it doesn't mean it's gone cold, it actually means that the glass has gone hard. Okay, so all that movement that was in there is gone. It's not cold, it's actually incredibly hot. Just to give you an idea what sort of temperature we're talking about. It's still around about 700 degrees, it's a big temperature. But to a glass maker it's cold because it's lost its movement, so you can't do very much with it. So what I'm going to do is just hang on to it for a few seconds longer. Let it cool down to 600 degrees, something like that. The reason I want to do that is because I want to go back into the furnace and get some more molten glass on top. And if I let it cool down to 600 degrees, I've got a bit more time before the glass starts to move with all that heat inside the furnace. And you get to know all the different temperatures from the colour of the glass, and 600 degrees is the first point where there's no extra colour in it. The first point has gone back to being clear. So we're at 600 degrees now. And what I'm going to do is get some molten glass right on the very tip. So I'm just going to put the end of the solid glass into the molten glass and turn. Get some molten glass right on the tip. And what we're going to do with this is basically pull it around with a pair of tweezers. This isn't going to be the main thing I'll make for you on this demonstration. This is something I do at the beginning of almost every demonstration these days, and normally because there'll be somebody watching who's never seen molten glass, and this thing I'm about to do only takes a minute and a half. But it's fantastic. If you've never seen hot glass before, you get to see how hot the glass is, how soft it is, how malleable it is, and how quickly it sets in position. So what I'm doing right now is just watching the colour of the glass. When it's the right shade of orange, I know it's time to just start doing these little tiny tweaks. Now, each of these little movements, I've got to do it just the right time and in the right order. Now, if anything goes wrong with this, I basically have to throw this away. There's no second chances. So, just watching the colour of the glass, working my way around. Just give that a few seconds to cool down. Just about there, yeah. We've got a little glass swan. Like I said, really, really quick to make, about a minute and a half to do. I didn't tell you, it took me 20 years to learn how to do it, but that's another story. Okay, it's actually set now. That's it set in place. And once it's set in place, we've got a huge amount of technical problems. Because from now on, as it continues to cool, it actually starts to shrink. but it doesn't shrink evenly. It starts to shrink from the outside inwards because the outside's in the cold air. Okay? So it starts to squeeze all the hot glass on the inside because the outside shrinks first. And the pressure builds and builds and builds to such an extent that this will explode in about 10 minutes' time. So to stop that, what we need to do is take it off this line and put it into a second oven, which is held at 470 degrees, even temperatures out, and then cool it down very slowly from there. So what I'm going to do to get it off here, because it's still about 600 degrees, is put some cold water onto the base. So what that's doing is putting a big thermal shock into the glass. Very, very fragile on the base there. So all I need to do this time is come over to the second oven, which we call a layer. You rest the swan on the inside of there. If I just give the iron a sharp tap, it spreads, so I put that little bit of water, so it just rests inside there now. Okay, the main thing we're going to make for you is going to be a